today. From Soldier Field in Chicago, it's Week 5 of the NFL on EA Sports.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by a guy who has a couple years under his belt in the NFL, their third-year quarterback.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
One touchdown, one pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
A run there on first down gets 3 up to the 28. The numbers on the ground for Montgomery in last week's affair. 13 carries and even 60 yards and a touchdown.
I can't remember the last time we did a game and a coach didn't talk about establishing the run first. But they've lost 2 straight games, so they still want to do that. But they've got to have some contingencies, some other options. Expect them maybe to throw it a little bit to open up things and maybe run it a little bit more later in the game.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down. He'll get this one complete to Zay Jones. Finding room at midfield. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. A big play that time on the catch and run. 33 yards.
We expected this defense to be tested by this passing game coming into this one. And there's an example on this first possession of the game.
All the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Back to throw. Man. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical it would be this easy, but they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And he'll be brought down short of the 15, but a really good move on the run. Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Man. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chain, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the first down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it over. Check, check, check. They like what they're doing early in the game.
This will be caught at about the 5. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it's 2nd down. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. A great play there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Bears will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. This is a crew, they've come out flat their last 2 games, both losses, but just judging by the energy level, they look different here early, and that touchdown shows how.
Yeah, it seems to me that touchdown gets them off the treadmill. For an escalator. Still got some hills to climb, but they can get there.
These are good analogies. I run outside sometimes, though. You know, get some fresh air, a little sun on your face.
A little wind in there.
Yeah, that's right. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good, and that makes the score 7-0. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by their rookie quarterback.
And last week's loss came despite a clean game on his end, throwing the ball with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. His job this week is simple. Do it again. Continue to avoid turnovers and hope that what sunk them last week resolves itself this time around.
And the drive starts with a carry by Stevenson. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They run once more with Stevenson. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Jeffrey Simmons drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Blake Gillikin on to punt now on 4th down. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. Shoves him away. So just a 3-yard return following a punt of 45. And the Bears take over. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Man. In trouble, and he's taken down. Montez Sweat, the man that time to fight in and drop him.
Well, that's an excellent way to get the pass rush activated. The first sack of the game for them comes on the first play of the drive, and it makes it very tough for the opponent to pick up a first down now, playing behind the sticks.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. They'll try the middle with Montgomery. Across the 30 to the 31-yard line. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Following the penalty, Montgomery. And he will fight his way forward to about the 23-yard line. Boy, a tough spot here as they approach the line of scrimmage. A long way to go to try to pick up this first down. Can't get away, and he's taken down. That's Daron Payne with a sack that time.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
And here's Ryan Wright now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. A 47-yard punt, maybe a couple on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that can put your team in some jeopardy?
Derek Brown, never giving up. He works his way to the QB for a loss of 12. We had a pretty good idea that they were going to pressure this young quarterback, and that's now 2 sacks here in the first quarter.
And, yeah, this is a secret to exactly nobody, because if you're a rookie quarterback, you know you're going to see pressure. Defenses want to see how you're going to handle it, or if it forces you into making bad decisions. That's their goal.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Rodgers. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. So the completion good for 7 there. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Throwing now is Rodgers. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free. And it brings up 4th down. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. This is taken around the 12. It's a net of 40 there, a punt of 48, and a return of 8. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So here are the Bears to take over on offense. They've lost 2 straight coming in, but good news for them right now. They've got the lead and the football. They'll start with the option. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. So offside's the call, and they understandably decline it.
And this is why we're seeing more and more teams hiring that one coach to the staff that's in charge of all these things. This one's minor. It's pretty easy to figure out. But all the game management stuff, trying to help out the head coach in his decision-making process.
2nd and 12.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Up the middle, it's Montgomery. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 3rd down, now even tougher. 3rd and 13 after that loss of a yard.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Now. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
I'll tell you what, these last couple of drives, much better from a defensive perspective. They gave up a touchdown on the opening drive, and then after forcing a punt on their last possession, it looks like they're going to get the football back again.
So on 4th down, on is the punter, Ryan Wright. So a good punt there, but a very strong 14-yard return. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. They'll run with Stevenson to begin the drive. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. A officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Here's Rodgers to throw. Catch is made by Hardman. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Stevenson now on 1st and 10. And he'll be dropped just shy of the 35 at the 34. A pickup of 17 on a play that originated at the 17. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 34. Rodgers going to throw. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. After 7-0 on EA Sports. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Into the red zone. It's Rodgers. Out left to Dotson. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. 2nd and 6. To throw is Rodgers. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Stevenson. Touchdown. Just power football there down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible, but all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
Tyler Bass on for the extra point attempt. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it was polished off by a Ramondre Stevenson touchdown run. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Chicago offense set to get started. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. On 1st and 10. Man, got his man complete over the middle. That's Jones. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Operating from the gun. Man, open man is Komet, the tight end. Calling no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
A little football one-on-one there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he's right at him, and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Leighton Vander Esch. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. Well, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes just fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes, those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
Boy, nowhere to go at all on that first down run as they will get to him behind the line of scrimmage.
As a linebacker, you're taught to stay just slightly behind the ball carrier just in case he makes a cutback. But when you find the gap, shoot it. And he found it all right. Took it straight into the backfield and made the tackle for a loss.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. To throw, it's Rodgers. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. And that'll be complete to Stevenson. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 17 yards on the pickup, and it'll give him a 1st down.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on 3rd down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a 1st down.
Straight ahead, it's Stevenson. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
But that's not an easy play for a defensive end because most of his responsibility has him getting upfield and working. But how about his vision to see where the play was going, crashed down inside, and tackled him for a loss.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Now Rodgers. This pass going to be caught by Hardman. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 14. A solid gain of 15 yards, and the sticks move.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Over the middle, brought in by Dotson. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
Now it's Rodgers. And it's caught. Touchdown. Jahan Dotson from 4 yards out. And the Crusaders have moved out in front. Well, with this rookie QB, we talk a lot about his ball placement and how good he can be at laying it right in there. I think we just saw, Charles, though, the strength of that arm. That was an absolute rifle for the completed touch. And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, and I think they're going to take an extra long look at this one. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. That 7-0 lead in there is short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Going up the gut, Montgomery. And he'll get about 3 up close to the 35. The Bears on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Looking to throw. Man, and that's caught. It's Bryan Edwards. And he will have the Bears first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. A give to Montgomery out of the gun. And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Operating from the gun. Man, caught by Jones. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
He kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Running from the shotgun with Madison. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Another carry now for Madison. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter, 14-7. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. The left side completion to Jones. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And they're going to move it down inside the 25.
When offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they've become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
throwing on first down. Man, over the middle, that's caught by Metcalf. And he's brought down, but he has it down to the 12 on a pickup of 12. 1st and 10.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Again, he'll drop to throw. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. To throw on 3rd down. Man, and that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. Blankenship's kick is good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Back out comes this offense now late in this first half. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Rodgers' throw complete to Dotson. Finding room at midfield. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Here's Rodgers. He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Throwing is Rodgers. And it's caught. Touchdown. Jahan Dotson. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Crusaders will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. There was a lot of zip on that pass, and baseball might have called that a frozen rope.
I like it when you bring the diamond into the game. I'm going back to the gridiron. Had some heat on that bad boy. Sometimes you throw a touchdown pass, and sometimes
you throw, what, a touchdown? I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
Bass on for the extra point. It's good, and it's 21-10. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. And it was Jahan Dotson with a touchdown catch to finish things off. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Bears going to get one more possession in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
He completes it to Jones. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. On first down, man over the middle, and that's caught by Kmet. A final shot before break. Man, leaping, and he makes the grab. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a bit. But first, let's take a look around the NFL here on this first Sunday of October. We'll begin down in the Big Easy. The L.A. Rams in town to face New Orleans. And it's the Saints who have the lead in the second quarter. Paris Campbell, a touchdown reception. From there, we head up to the Motor City to check in on the Lions at home at Ford Field. And they were winners in that ball game over the visiting Cleveland Browns. Trevor Lawrence, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. Lastly, we head to the Gulf Coast and check on the Bucs at home in Tampa. And it's the visiting Minnesota Vikings who are out in front. The Vikings trying to gut this one out, as it would be a good victory for them if they could get it. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And we will not see a return to start the half, as this will be a touchback. And this offense set to go now to begin the third quarter. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
and they went into the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half. I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Now a play fake. Rodgers. Wide open is Watkins. He's got him. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down.
And as a quarterback, you always want to exploit gaps in the defense, and he finds one here. Crossing route, working from right to left across the field. And once you get defenders going in the wrong direction, it is awfully hard for them to pivot back, and you end up getting the first down.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. Throw right side complete to Dotson. And he'll be brought down at the 27. Here's 2nd and a yard. Up the middle, here's Stevenson. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around production. They still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he is out of bounds, looks like right at the 15. Throwing again on 2nd down. Rodgers. Target is to Dotson, and he's got him. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that'll leave him with a 3rd and just a yard. Now Rodgers. He's got his man. That's Hardman. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. Here's Stevenson. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. A terrible spot for a holding call as he'll try again, but now from further back on 1st and goal. Working from the gun, Rodgers. And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. Derek Brown able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, it still definitely hurts.
After the sack, oh, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. Meanwhile, Rodgers throw into the hands of McLaurin. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. Rodgers now on 3rd and goal. He'll go underneath here to Stevenson. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down.
No, there certainly was a lot going on that play. Every option in the end zone covered. No place to go with the ball. Had to swing it out to the back. A good job running and getting him tackled in the open field.
So Tyler Bass on now for the field goal. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. The kick by Bass is good. And the lead grows to 14 at 24-10. Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Back to throw. Man, a throw left side taken in by Kmet. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
And here's Ryan Wright now as he's on to punt for Chicago. Averaging over 50 yards of punt so far as this one's away. 47 yards on the punt that time, just 1 yard on the return. Jahan Dotson getting set for this next drive. He's having a day here in quarter number 3. Over 100 yards, couple touchdowns. Every receiver's hope for when they head into that game in the National Football League.
And his team is loving what he's giving them. Of course, the yardage is terrific, but I think it's what you mentioned, the 2 touchdowns. That's the big one because he's paying off his results downfield.
And still more time here, third quarter. We'll see what else he has in store for us. Back to the air on second down. It's Rodgers. Throw to the right here, taken in by McLaurin. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. They'll try and run for the first with Stevenson. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Again, it's Stevenson. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll try the left side with Stevenson. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. Rodgers now to throw. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And he goes out right around the 39. And they'll send out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Found good room to run there. Returns at 14 yards. The Chicago offense set to get started. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, and then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
To Montgomery to begin the drive. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Handoff comes to Montgomery. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Man, this one swung out to Montgomery. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the first down marker. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
And here's Ryan Wright now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. It's a return of 4 following a 42-yard punt. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team. That their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right. He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
Now Rodgers from the gun on 3rd down. And he will find his man on the end route, complete. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. 3 quarters have come and gone. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Rodgers now on 1st down. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Desmond King picks it. And the Bears are going to take possession of the football. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
Throwing to start the drive. Man, he'll find Metcalf. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Man, he'll leave it for Montgomery, complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. And they'll try to run the option here. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Give him 4 yards there on the 1st down keeper.
Well, if you're going to run the read option, typically, you've got to keep an eye on the defensive end.
And what does that mean? What are you looking for with a defensive end?
Well, you want to play off of what he does. If he collapses inside towards the running back, then you pull it and take it yourself outside in. If he stays outside, you go ahead and leave it with the running back. In this case, pulled it and got good yardage himself.
To throw on 2nd down. Man. Open man. He finds Komet. Touchdown, Chicago. From 13 yards out. And the Bears have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th.
You got to figure down by the goal line. This is where a tight end earns his money in the high traffic area. And he's able to work free in the middle of the end zone and grabs that one for a touchdown.
Now Blankenship on for the PAT. He's got it, and it's 24-17. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it was all capped off by Cole Kmet with a touchdown catch. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Taking it about the 1. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, it's very close, 1-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping to you on the other side of the ball, saying, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. If there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. And this offense on 3rd down today, 5 out of 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Here's Rodgers to throw. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there, because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 47. Throwing now is Rodgers. This pass hauled in by Dotson. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Rodgers going to throw. That's caught left side by Hardman. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And the Bears are right back in this football game. Well, holding on to the lead at this stage in the second half, those are the types of plays you really want to try and stay away from.
And when you're a rookie, keeping your focus is something that you still have to work on all the time because there's so many distractions around you between the crowd noise and your coaches and your teammates. But the other part, you've got to learn how to finish. The 2 F's for a rookie quarterback.
The Bears in good field position to start out 1st and 10 at the 45. Throwing to start the drive. Man, Jones has it. And they're going to get this up to midfield. On 2nd down, Montgomery. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame whooping has turned into results.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, open man is Kmet, the tight end. And he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
I thought maybe when he caught it, he'd have a good chance of getting that first down, but that's a nice job of holding him up and preventing him from getting to the sticks.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. 1st down, here's the run with Montgomery. He was trying to clear the way, the big fullback. Instead, he gets a hold.
And you don't see that very often on running plays from those guys because usually they're the lead blocker. Normally, when he gets caught, it's in a...
Now, a loose football. The ball comes out.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
So they keep the football, but now face 2nd and long. They'll go Madison up the middle. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time.
It's not a huge breakaway run, but if your starting running back finishes the game with averages of 5 or 6 yards per touch, you'll take that every single time.
Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Operating from the gun. A quick reaction as he catches it off the tip. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Now that's a defensive coordinator's nightmare right there. You're covering everyone, and the guy's not even the intended receiver ends up making the play.
Right place, right time, I guess.
When that ball's tipped up in the air like that, you've got to go up and get it. Offense and defense, and in this case, the offense ended up grabbing it.
And here's Ryan Wright now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Right now clinging to a one-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
Give him 4 yards as he does it himself, and it's a first down. Out of the gun, they give it to Stevenson. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. On the counter, it's Stevenson. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They run once more with Stevenson. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. So they come up on 2nd down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing. Now a handoff, Stevenson, and he'll get it out to midfield. They'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. And they'll indeed take a knee. 2nd and 11 now. Straight ahead, it's Stevenson. And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory. And they'll be in search of 6 yards here on 3rd down. This is now the 9th play of the drive. Rodgers will take a knee here, and that should be all she wrote.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right, just us against the world, and get it done, how happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one. What a game we were treated to in this one. And on that final play, they had a chance. They had the ball just beyond midfield for one final shot, but couldn't get it done, and they suffered the loss.
Yeah, and you mentioned how they had a chance on that final play. Getting it to midfield gave them that opportunity, hoping they could find their way to the end zone and make that miracle happen. A really good ending to an entertaining contest, though.
So for our visitors, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1, and they'll return home next week to take on the New England Patriots. Meanwhile, for the Bears, they'll fall to 1-4 with a loss, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against San Francisco. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.
Today, from Seattle, Washington, it's Week 15 of the NFL on EA Sports.
Set for football now on a rainy Sunday afternoon. And off we go from Seattle. And we will not get a run back here to start. It's a touchback, and it will come out to the 25. So here are the Cowboys now ready to go on offense for the first time. And they'll be led out by their third-year quarterback.
You talk about the pause that refreshes. I think it's come at a perfect time of the year for them, hasn't it? You know, the season is starting to wind down, got a little bit of a break. But how about the guy calling the signals? He's got to be excited about that because now he didn't just get a game plan for 1 week. He was able to work on it for 2 weeks. I can't wait to see if they have anything special in store for him today.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. A good safe pass there right off the bat.
That's almost a rhythm play. That's what we like to call it. Get them into rhythm early, something safe, something they're confident about, something they feel good. And once that's completed, then you just keep moving from there because the confidence elevates.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 11 yards and a Cowboy first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run. And let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down. Otherwise, it's going to be a long afternoon.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. He'll look to throw. And that'll be incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now they'll run on the draw. And this is going to be a Cowboys first down as good running gets them to about the 44. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only are they controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the second and the third levels. You know, get to the linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon. They go play action here on first down. And able to find Allen Lazard. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll get about 5 here as he'll take this down inside the 20-yard line. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And just a couple yards there down to the 17. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that'll make it 2nd down. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6. It's been a pretty long opening drive. This will be play number 11 coming up on 3rd down. They'll set up a throw. Touchdown, Cowboys! Allen Lazard, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Cowboys get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. They're led by their quarterback from the University of Alabama, Mac Jones.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the one interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. And bottom line, how do they get a win? Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
The first carry now for Tony Pollard. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Now Jones. Trying to lay one up deep. And it is incomplete. Good positioning there downfield to break that one up. To throw again on second down. Jones. Now a leaping catch. He's got it. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Gonna run again here with Pollard. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Well, this defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. Throwing Jones. And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack. Micah Parsons showing off that elite athleticism as he gets the sack. The start of this game shaping up nicely on that visiting sideline.
Yeah, how about that? You get your points on the opening drive. Then you get a big sack there on 3rd down, and you make the home crowd go, shh.
There is a hush indeed. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. And you figure this should be a healthy, arrested, a focused unit, and they're working on a good winning streak. They had the week off last week. This is really a team, Charles, that should be in top 4.
I would agree absolutely with that. What coaches worry about, what organizations worry about, though, is overconfidence. They've been playing so well, and now they've had that extra time off. And we've seen teams come back off the open week and come out flat. So what a lot of good coaches do is they kind of game plan for that with their teams. On defense, they may blitz more in the beginning to get them going. On offense, they may go more up-tempo. Anything to get them out of that lethargy right at the beginning.
44 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. He finds his target. It's Schultz. Only able to gain a couple there, and it'll be 2nd down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he stopped immediately there. It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. Open man Lamb. It's complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 38-yard line. 18 yards on his first catch of the game. It's a first down.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They'll look to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Schultz. And they eventually get to him at the 17 after a pickup of 17. Into the red zone, first down. Had the offense humming on the first drive. Not much has changed here on drive number 2.
No, and I think a lot of the times confidence just really kicks in for a team. They may have been confident going into the game, but once you prove it on a drive, it's hard to get out of that mindset, isn't it? And look, let's face it, we can always lock in on the skill position, guys. Those big fellas up front, they're really making this offense go early in the game.
His throw caught right around the 6. And the Cowboys are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. That ball is caught. It's Gallup. Touchdown, Cowboys. A 5-yard touchdown catch. And the Cowboys are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. Well, this has been a flawless start for them. They score, they get the stop, and they score again, Charles.
Complimentary football at its finest. You've just mentioned how they got it done. They scored. The defense got the ball back for them. They score again. That's the way you win ball games.
Now the extra point. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. That time, a 9-play drive, and it culminates in a Dallas touchdown. Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. This one taken just inside the 10. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Out comes the Seattle offense. We take a peek at the playoff race coming into the weekend in the NFC. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
2nd and 10 now from the 27. Now a give here to Pollard. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32.
I spy a couple of extra defensive backs on the field for Dallas.
Cowboys in the dime on 3rd. Looking to throw. Jones. He finds his man. Complete. That's Baker. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Off play action. Jones. This is the tight end Fant. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Working with 2nd and 5 now. Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard. Looking for a seam, but finding none. Play to move the sticks. Jones from the gun on third down.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 43. Operating from the gun. Jones, he finds his man, complete. That's Baker.
And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. From the 39-yard line, here comes 2nd down at 6.
Operating from the gun, Jones.
And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
They'll go with Pollard here on 1st down. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, Jones. That's Samuel, caught left side.
And he's going to get this down near the 25.
Already a pair of 3rd down conversions for them on this drive, but right now they need 5 yards on this 3rd down try. Jones hit and the ball's out.
And while all of that was going on, we have an injured player out there in need of some attention. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
Here's Michael Dixon now to punt. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's over 40 yards here in the 2nd quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. Yeah, boy, just about did a pirouette that time as he spins forward. That's about as impressive of a 5-yard gain as you'll see. 2nd and 5.
Able to hit his target, Lamb.
3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a 1st down. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line.
That's a big letdown defensively. They had him stop behind the line, but the face mask going to bail the offense out.
And the hand does not have to be up there for too long. Just a little bit of a grab is going to be enough to get the call and the 15 yards against them.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down.
Another one to CeeDee Lamb. He's got it.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
This offense, Charles, we've talked about how well they played all season, sitting now at 13-0 and the finish line for a perfect regular season. That's in sight. Some in the media this week were pointing back to the 07 Patriots. Of course, remember, they finished the regular season unbeaten, but they were tested multiple times in that final month plus.
Yeah, with something like 4 of the last 6 wins were one-possession games, and they played like a team that was trying to protect something instead of chasing something. And that's what happens when you have an undefeated record. So it behooves you as a team, get a couple blowouts in there so you get a chance to relax and breathe. But that's much easier said than done.
And he will have a Cowboys 1st down as he's able to get about 3 that time on 3rd and inches.
That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up 3rd downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I'm guarantee you it started in the offseason. 3rd down's important to them. they find a way to pick them up at a very good clip.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And a missed tackle there as he pushes forward for a gain of 4. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They'll set up to throw. That's complete to Lazard. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. The offense on 3rd down tonight, a perfect 4 for 4 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Ferguson. And he will have a Cowboys first down, and comfortably so, as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw.
And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's 2nd down now.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
They'll look to throw again. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
Here's Jones. Following the fumble recovery, he'll throw.
Swinging this out for Pollard.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise, and start to put together some drives.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. They'll run left with Pollard. Calais Campbell on the stop. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Curtis Samuel, the intended target. But now it's 3rd down. Back to throw. Jones looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39.
72 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Throw left side complete. That's Schultz.
And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Two minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. They'll look to throw here.
That is caught by Lamb.
And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
Good, strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Here's 1st and goal, and gosh, points here. A chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime. Back to throw. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21.
Flying in to pick up that sack, Jordan Brooks.
Well, that's what they have to do more of defensively, not just getting sacks, but have to keep getting in his face, not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Wide open receiver complete. A touchdown saving tackle there. Now it's 3rd and goal.
That's a good bounce back play right there after taking a sack on 1st down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call. If you're the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And this ball is caught by Lamb. Touchdown, Dallas. The Cowboys will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Well, I don't think that we're ready yet to say the route is on, but they have certainly looked near flawless here in this first half, and now an extra point away from making it 21-0.
Yeah, and your experience led you to say that because we have both seen those 21-0 leads come and go in this league, but this one feels pretty darn secure. And here's the other part. Even when people chip away at it, it forces you into being almost perfect on the other side, doesn't it, in order to try and mount a comeback.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 21-0.
Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The Seahawks going to take over now late in this first half. I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. To throw again on 2nd down. Jones, he finds his, and it's out. He put it on the carpet. It's picked up by the Cowboys, and he'll return it to the 24-yard line. And maybe that one caused by the weather. Of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight, sometimes it'll slip out from your body. You squeeze it too hard.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. And the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked up by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football.
Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down.
Open man downfield is Lamb. It's complete. Touchdown! CeeDee Lamb with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. And the Cowboys are able to widen their lead here in this first half.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
A try here for the extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. 1-play drive and into the end zone for 6. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
And the Seahawks offense going to get one final possession in this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They'll drop this underneath to Pollard.
He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here. And it's a fumble. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that challenge, a successful one.
Now Jones. A final shot before break. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. A final shot before break. Jones
winds up and lets it go for Samuel. And a high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete.
So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Cowboys out on top. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Here's Jonathan Coachman.
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish, as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the NFL here in a pivotal Week 15. We'll get started up at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly, where you see the final score there. Saquon Barkley 2 touchdown runs to lead the way. From there, we head down south to Tampa to check on the Bucs at home at Raymond James Stadium. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Houston Texans. Aaron Jones, what a game. 3 touchdown runs in the victory. Finally, let's get you to Baltimore. Check on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And in that one, it's the visiting Dolphins who are out in front. The Dolphins trying to hold on and claim victory. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. This taken in at the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. The CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, and that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Jones. Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Baker. Will go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be second down. Back to throw. Jones. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Back to throw again. Quick throw, and he's got Amari Cooper. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Finding Lockett for the catch here on the out route. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that they're very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
It'll be a handoff to Pollard. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
Jones now on 3rd down. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. The screen good for 6, but it's not enough as it leads to a 4th down.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you can get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves, that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
Jones throwing on 4th down. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. Now Pollard. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Off the play fake. Jones. And he's got it. Caught him. his first touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit. So that, Charles, their first score of the ballgame, obviously, coming here in the third quarter. Is that going to be enough to energize the troops?
It's a great question. We'll wait to see the answer, but it's finally something for them to build on. Now they know that they can actually score against that defense.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 28-7 ball game. So that drive, 12 plays in length.
And it's Noah Fant who caps things off with the touchdown. From the 6. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. From a star in college to a star in the NFL, CeeDee Lamb at wide receiver as he brings out this offense.
Creeping up on 1,000, could get there on this drive. So a challenge for him to do that, but also defensively, maybe a challenge for them to not allow that.
And that means probably kicking even more coverages to his side. And what that really means is wherever he lines up, you will have a cornerback over in his area. Now, instead of blitzing your linebacker, drop him into coverage. Instead of the safety dropping into regular coverage, that safety moves into that area to try to discourage the quarterback from going to him. That means everyone else, win your routes. You got an opportunity to catch passes now, too.
Yeah, a little bit of a cat and mouse game.
Second and 4.
He's got the hook up to Lazard. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. 23 yards on the play.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Down right around the 25.
Here's 2nd and 9.
Now back to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Draw play. Elliott. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense is getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal.
Elliott is in. Touchdown, Dallas. So another touchdown there, and even though we're still just here in the third quarter, kind of hard now to see them giving up this lead.
And this is just an offense that's imposing its will right now. You name it, they're able to do it. If you're the play caller, whatever you want to select is there. You want to run it, you want to throw it, pick a play, any play. They're rocking and rolling right now.
Now the try here for the point after. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it culminates in a touchdown run by Ezekiel Elliott.
Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. Fields it right around the goal line. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Seahawks again now ready to take over on offense. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Operating from the gun. Jones
looking for the crossing receiver, and he's got him. It's Samuel.
And on 3rd down, the Cowboys bring in an extra defensive back. Operating from the gun. Jones. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10.
Out comes CeeDee Lamb and the rest of the Dallas offense.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
Well, I would have figured after the 9-yard run on the previous play, getting one more yard wouldn't have been much of a problem. But apparently it was, and now it's 3rd down.
On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And he will have a 1st down here at about the 40. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Come on. Set. Cavity Lions. What's the ball? 56 to Mike.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He'll get this to Lazard. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this. And that went a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20.
Well, they only needed a small gain on third down. They end up getting over 30 yards. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
Double tight, guys, double tight.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. On third down, he'll drop to throw.
They're looking for Lamb, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Divine Diablo. And the Seahawks are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line.
Their passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment there. Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field.
And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. Jones throw taken in by Samuel.
So the completion good for 6 yards, and that will bring up 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good. And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it. Here's Jones. On 1st and 10, they'll lock it with a grab over the middle.
Finding room at midfield. He's still on his feet. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck.
So the field flips here as they'll go to work at the 20 now on 1st and 10.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here.
And he's going to get this one down inside the 15.
Working with a 2nd and 3.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. They'll run with Pollard. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Now a handoff up the middle. Monroe. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. This Cowboy defense trying to hold him out of the end zone. They've run it to 3rd and goal. Looking to throw. Jones toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Desperation time now. Here's Jones.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had the play call on 4th and goal, but it's dropped in the end zone. And this Cowboy defense comes up with a goal line stand. They kept it in the air on 4th, Charles. They ran on 1st and 2nd down, tried it through the air on 3rd and 4th. Couldn't come away with anything on 4th and goal.
And remember, in these situations, the field is really condensed. Everything is squeezed tight. So as a defender, you can actually take more chances here because they won't have as much time to throw the football, and a receiver really can't run past you. If they do, they run out the back.
And he is not going to get away. The rush was too strong, and this is going to wind up
up a safety.
Every team has plays in their book to try and buy some room when a safety's on the table. But a big variable is how does each team deal with the pressure of executing in those situations. In this case, they didn't, and they gave up 2 points.
So after that safety, now a free kick situation forthcoming as they punt it away from the 20. It's taken to the 26. Seattle now ready to march onto the field.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. Just too much to handle on the other side in this one.
Now Jones on first down. Left side complete to Lockett. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it'll be second down. Operating from the gun, Jones. That'll put him right at 99 yards receiving now as he's got a first down. Back to throw. Jones. Hit as he throws. He lost the football. It's loose. And the Cowboys have recovered.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely.
The Dallas offense back out onto the field.
And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
Sometimes in the run game, you can make the argument that quickness beats size. And how about the example right here?
Looking at a second and 11 now after the loss. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. The Cowboys on third down. As close to automatic as you can get. 9 out of 10. This is 3rd and 7. He'll look to throw.
They're looking for Lamb, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Divine Diablo. And the Seahawks are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Jones now throwing to start the drive. And the ball is out. Jones got hit and lost it. Does the big boy have the juice? And they will finally run him down, but not until he brings us one all the way back down inside the 10-yard line. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the fourth, it doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help them improve.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line.
A terrible spot for a holding call as they'll try again, but now from further back on 1st and goal. Following the penalty, they'll go back to the run game. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play.
Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
Still a ways from the end zone as they come up now on 2nd and goal. And they'll keep leaning on the running game back to the ground. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he is going to lose yardage here. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
So after 5 touchdowns offensively, hey, maybe it's time to get the kicker a little work, and he's able to connect there.
I love that empathetic side of you. You're worried about him getting some action, getting to be a part of the game. Well, he got in and got it done.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
Facing a big 4th quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled. And this a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete.
So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, it's about taking the ball away. Taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for Dallas, they move ever closer to the perfect regular season as they run things to 14-0. And they'll return home next week to take on the Miami Dolphins. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, their slim playoff hopes are gone now as they fall to 5-9. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against Jacksonville. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.